Welcome to Lydia's Lunch Bunch, LA's afternoon morning show, Western Maine edition with Mark and Jacey. We're spotlighting the people, businesses, and stories shaping communities in Western Maine towns, from Oxford, Norway, South Paris, West Paris, and beyond. We're expanding the conversation while keeping the same mission, highlighting the people making a difference in our region. Feel free to share your comments, questions, or suggestions via email at podcast@lydiamediallc.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Ruper's Beverage and Redemption. When it comes to beer, wine, and spirits, don't botch it, squatch it. At 4 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, and Oxford. Learn more at rupersbeverage.com. And remember, the party starts at Ruper's. And by DeBlois Electric, building lasting relationships since 1967. From homes to businesses, their licensed, fully trained technicians handle it all. Repairs, upgrades, standby generators, EV chargers, heat pumps, and more. No job is too big and no job is too small. Learn more at DeBloiseElectric.com.
Our guest today is Samantha Masabny, who is the owner of the Woods Maine. The Woods Maine is a truly unique business, and Samantha has a great story to go along with it as well. Before we get to all that, let's take a look at some headlines for Friday, February 20th.
U.S. Representative Shelley Pingree is joining a long list of lawmakers boycotting Donald Trump's State of Union address next week. Pingree says she will join a rally on the National Mall to counter what she calls President Trump's night full of lies and misplaced priorities for the American people.
The Sun-Journal reports that the Lewiston City Council rejected a plan to give Auburn developer Tom Platts another 5-year extension to redevelop Bates Mill No. 5. They did agree to a 6-month extension with a promise of a 5-year extension if Platts and city staff can come up with a revised agreement with clear development benchmarks.
The library at the University of Southern Maine's Lewiston-Auburn campus will be repurposed. Officials say a lack of demand is prompting them to shift staff and use the space for other needs. The space will be repurposed to meet the needs of students in the community while remaining open to those who use it for quiet study, computer use, and the food pantry.
And AARP Maine announced that the 2026 AARP Community Challenge Grant Program is now accepting applications. The grant supports communities' efforts to become great places for people of all ages, especially those 50 plus. It funds innovative projects related to public places, transportation, housing, and digital connections. For more information, visit aarp.org. Now it's time for the weather.
Rain or shine, it's all okay. Grab your uke and start the day. You don't need perfect skies above. Hey, just a song and a little love.
Cloudy today with the snow beginning around 6 p.m. and lasting throughout the evening. 3 to 6 inches is expected. High of 37 and a low of 14. A mixture of sun and clouds tomorrow with a high of 30 and a low of 17, and sunny on Sunday with highs in the mid-30s.
In sports, in Winter Olympics ice hockey, Megan Keller scored the golden goal in overtime to give the U.S. women's hockey team a 2-1 win over Canada. Team USA was trailing 1-0 late in the third period and pulled their goalie with just over 2 minutes remaining. Team captain Hillary Knight scored to tie the game and force overtime to set up Keller's heroics. And this is what that sounded like.
The outlet pass for Keller, a defenseman. Nice move, cuts to the net, score! Megan Keller, the overtime hero, United States, wins gold in Milan.
Pretty cool, huh?
That is pretty cool, yeah.
A historic event for U.S. women's hockey, and congratulations to them. In today's men's semifinals, Canada will play Finland at 10:30 a.m., and the U.S. will play Slovakia at 3 p.m. The winners will play for the gold medal on Sunday morning.
Peyton Pritchard's game-high 26 points led the Celtics over the Golden State Warriors, 121-110. Boston will visit the L.A. Lakers on Sunday night.
The Lewiston Maniacs will host the St. Stephen County Moose tomorrow at 7 p.m.
The NA3 Nordiques will visit the Norwich Sea Captains tonight at 7 p.m. and tomorrow at 3:30.
Bates College basketball is preparing for the NESCAC quarterfinals. The women's team will host Hamilton at Alumni Gymnasium in Lewiston, and the men's team will be on the road to visit Amherst. Both games tip off tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn will host the Yankee Small College Conference basketball playoffs. Catch all the action today through Sunday.
And that is your news, weather, and sports. And right now it's time for the podcast segment that is sweeping the Twin Cities. It's time for famous people birthdays.
They're famous. It's their birthdays. It's famous people birthdays. It's famous people birthdays.
Let's take a look at FPBs for February 20th, shall we?
Ooh, I know this one.
Do you? Well, take it away.
Singer Rihanna is 38. Singer, businesswoman, and actress. Do you know Rihanna?
I know of her. I don't know her music very well. It wasn't made for me. I'm a heavy metal guy, punk rock, kind of that stuff.
Yeah.
Rihanna doesn't fit either of those categories.
I know, I guess not.
Yeah, but I hear she's the bomb, as the kids say.
Rihanna is one of the best-selling music artists of all time. Estimated sales of over 250 million records.
You can't argue with that.
Yeah,
Comedian Trevor Noah is 42 years old today. He was the host of The Daily Show from 2015 to 2022. He was also named one of the 35 most powerful people in New York media by The Hollywood Reporter in 2017 and 2018. And in 2018, Time magazine named him one of the 100 most influential people in the world. Model Cindy Crawford is 60 years old today. During the 80s and 90s, she was among the most popular supermodels and a ubiquitous presence on magazine covers and runways, as well as fashion campaigns. Do you know how you can tell the difference between a regular model and a supermodel?
How?
The cape.
The cape?
Yeah. Oh. Supermodels wear capes.
Yeah.
They can fly.
With the cape?
You're in no mood for my this morning, are you?
I just got here.
Gotcha. Well, at least we're not making you wake up at 6 o'clock or 5:30 anymore, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're coming in at a more reasonable, human-friendly hour.
Yeah, it has been nice.
Actor French Stewart is 62 years old today. You might remember him as Harry from Third Rock from the Sun. He also played Inspector Gadget in the superhero comedy film, and Inspector Gadget 2. He was so good, they brought him back for the sequel. And rounding out FPBs for February 20th is one of my personal heroes, Joel Hodgson, who invented Mystery Science Theater 3000. He is 66 years old today. If you're not familiar with MST, Joel would watch movies with his favorite robots, Crow and Tom Servo, and they would sit in the theater and just make fun of them. And it's still going on. MST is still around, and it spawned a couple of spin-offs. One is called Cinematic Titanic, and another is called Riff Tracks, and they're all pretty hilarious. MST3K was listed as one of the top 100 television shows of all time by Time magazine. It is truly unique, and if you haven't checked it out, I encourage you to. Those are your FPBs. Now it's time for some OTDs. It happened on this day. It happened on this day. It happened on this day.
28 years ago, in 1998, Tara Lipinski became the youngest Olympic champion ever when she beat Michelle Kwan to win the gold medal in women's figure skating. Tara was just 15 years old. 29 years ago, in 1997, Ben & Jerry's introduced a new flavor, fish food, named after the rock group Fish. It contained chocolate ice cream, marshmallows, caramel, and fish-shaped fudge.
It sounds really good. Have you ever tried it?
No.
I haven't either.
It
I'm a
does sound
big strawberry banana guy when it comes to Ben & Jerry's. Yeah, I'm not, I don't venture too far out into the crazy stuff.
They do have some good flavors. I can't help myself when there's some caramel in something.
Oh, boy. Murder was the case that they gave him.
30 years ago, in 1996, Snoop Dogg and his bodyguard were found not guilty of first-degree murder. The jury deadlocked on voluntary manslaughter charges, and a mistrial was declared.
And now Snoop Dogg is hanging out with Martha Stewart in Italy, watching figure skating. Who knew?
Is that happening?
That's happening. That's real. They've made commercials about it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's great. 36 years ago, in 1990, the Scorpions' album, Best of Rockers and Ballads, featuring Rock You Like a Hurricane, Big City Nights, and No One Like You, was certified gold.
I used to work at a motorcycle dealership that is now L.A. Harley. Back when I worked there, it was called Harleys R Us. And I was in high school at the time, and my job was to wash all the motorcycles when they came in and degrease them because when they were brand new and you take them out of the crate, they were full of this like protective slimy substance. That was my job. I had to wash the bikes. And one day while I was at work, the guy who ran the merchandise store out front came out back and he said, "Hey, you like the Scorpions?" I'm like, "I love the Scorpions. They're amazing." He goes, "Well, their lead singer and guitarist were just in here."
What?
I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" He goes, "Yeah, because they were playing a Monsters of Rock tour at Oxford Plains Speedway that weekend."
Oh, yeah.
By the time he told me, they had left. So I was all ready to be all mad at him for not telling me the Scorpions were in our store. And just before I was about to tell him that, he offered me the tickets they gave him to Monsters of Rock. Not only were they tickets, they were meet and greet backstage tickets. So.
Did you go?
Oh, yeah. I called my buddy. I'm like, "What are you doing this weekend?" And then he told me, and I'm like, "No, you're not. We're going to see Monsters of Rock, and we're going to meet the Scorpions." One of the best experiences of my young life. And the Scorpions were totally cool. Got to meet 3 of them on their tour bus. And if you're trying to picture what their tour bus looked like when a couple of teenage boys walked onto it, it's exactly what you would expect. There were groupies hanging out. There was alcoholic beverages. We didn't take any, of course, Jacey, because I was a responsible young man at the time. Anyway, the show was great for us, not for everyone else, because it was pouring rain for half of it. And they took us up, and we got to hang out with the Scorpions sound engineer up in it was like a tower thing. It was like 2 or 3 floors up.
Wow.
So we were covered while it was raining on everyone else watching the show. Got to see the Scorpions full set, got to see half of Metallica, and then we went home. It was a good day.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I loved it.
64 years ago, in 1962, astronaut John Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth, flying aboard Friendship 7. The flight lasted a total of 4 hours, 55 minutes, and 23 seconds before the Friendship 7 spaceship splashed down in the ocean. 234 years ago, in 1792, President George Washington created the U.S. Post Office.
I did a little research on this because that's the kind of a nerd I am. And the U.S. Postal Service was established by the Second Continental Congress on July 26, 1775, with Benjamin Franklin appointed as the first Postmaster General. Because what didn't Benjamin Franklin do back in the day? He did everything.
Of course.
He was chosen to lead the new postal system due to his extensive experience improving the colonial mail service, and the modern post office, which Jacey just referred to, formally created by President George Washington in 1792 with the Postal Act, which expanded its powers and protected mail privacy.
For a second there, I thought you had me lying to the people.
No. Are you kidding me? No way. I would not do that to you in your political career.
Never, never.
Those are your FPBs and OTDs for February 20th.
Whether you want a sit-down meal or a grab-and-go, Pat's Pizza in Auburn offers delicious sandwiches, pasta, salads, and pizza at family-friendly prices. Pat's Pizza, serving the L.A. area since 1985. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Online at patsauburn.com.
Hi, it's Donna Harris from Phoenix No Limits Karate here with your daily safety tip. Always look for emergency exits when in public places. Let's all do our best to keep our community safe.
Taking the Lunch Bunch on the road once again to Western Maine, and we are recording inside Oxford Hills Mercantile. We are joined upstairs at Oxford Hills Mercantile by Samantha Masabny.
Hello.
Did I nail it?
You nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Samantha from the Woods Maine.
Yes.
Are you the owner?
I am.
You
Myself
are
and my husband, we're co-founders.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about this wonderful business?
Yeah, so the Woods Maine, it initially started as a luxury treehouse that we built here in Norway on our private residence, and I named it the Woods Maine. We worked with a world-renowned treehouse builder from, I don't know if anybody's seen Animal Planet's Treehouse Masters, but we work with Pete and the team out of Seattle. We built it, and I named it the Woods Maine. And then we started designing some T-shirts and realized that we may have a brand. So we started to expand our line. So now we design all of our T-shirts, bags, and home collection. And then I curate the rest of my shop. And we opened up an online shop at thewoodsmainshop.com. And then 6 years ago, we opened our doors on Main Street here in Norway. And our entire collection is in store and online.
I've never heard of a luxury treehouse, and I apologize for that.
It's all right.
What exactly is that?
So it is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It's got a full chef's kitchen. It's a fully functional home, 30 feet up in the air in the trees. It's got its own septic well, backup generator. We really built it to be a functional home. It just happens to be attached to 5 trees and some concrete steel posts and beams. But it is a fully functional home in the trees.
How did you guys come up with this plan to do that?
Thank you, Jacey.
I know. We get that question often. So if we rewind in my life, at one point, several chapters ago, my husband and I were unemployed sitting on the rooftop in Jersey City in the summer talking about how we would watch Treehouse Masters and how cool would it be if we built a treehouse one day. And then fast forward, 12, 15 years later, we bought property here in Maine, and we would have our family up, but we didn't have enough room for everybody. So we were like, hey, do we build another house on the property? What do we do? And then I said, looking at the property with an architect, said, the cost of this, maybe we reach out to this treehouse guy. It might take a few months to hear back, but maybe he'd be interested in our concept. And we heard back 2 hours later, and then 2 weeks later, we were on the phone with him, and then a week and a half later, he flew out from Seattle, and we met. And at that point, we realized we were so far down a rabbit hole that there was no turning back. Wow. And so we said, you know what, we're going to go all in, and this is what we're going to do. And at the time, we worked for a tech startup in Boston. It was an amazing company, one of the best companies to work for, HubSpot. And we loved our jobs, but it got to the point, and at that point, we had, our daughter was 1.5 years old, I think, at the time. And we discovered, we didn't want to do the rat race anymore, and we wanted to take a leap of faith. So my husband quit, and then a year later I quit, and now we're all in.
Wow.
So here we are.
Yeah.
Was not on my bingo card of life, but here we sit talking about this.
Yeah. Why Norway?
It was a no-brainer. So I lost both my parents, my father when I was 10 months old and my mom when I was 28. And when we started the Treehouse project, it became very clear and evident that we were meant to be in Norway. And the excavators on the project, the electricians, the plumbers, all of the subcontractors that we met out of Western Maine that worked on our project very quickly became family to us. And I saw a world in which we were embraced. And I knew that if something ever happened to myself or my husband, that the community would rally around my daughter. And not having my parents, I had to figure out where to anchor myself in which she would be lifted up. And it was a no-brainer that this community would rally for my daughter. And so that's why we decided to move here. And then to be able to have an opportunity to be part of the revitalization of our community, taking my experience in how to market and bring people to town and everything, it really became a mission of ours to really anchor ourselves in a community and be part of the revitalization and give back.
Yeah. And how were you received by the community?
Well, technically I'm from away, so that was nerve-wracking. However, I was really intentional on how we went to market with our business. We didn't want to just come in and be like, we're here and we're doing this. We really wanted to understand the community, understand who was in the community, what was important to our community. And so it took us a few years to really just sit and listen and observe and slowly make our way into the community. And when we decided to open up the retail space, we opened, I think, during COVID. We actually were on a journey, believe it or not. We actually first put our T-shirts at the old Tribune building when Adrienne owned the Tribune, and we sold out before I even left. And then she gave me a little space in the Tribune. Then a few months later, she opened brick and mortar with Brendan Coulter, and they gave me a corner, 300 square feet, which is now my store. Mm-hmm. But I slowly outgrew that. Then I moved into the Mora building and was there for 3 years and quickly outgrew that. And then I moved back into where brick and mortar was when I bought out Brendan's inventory. And so it's been a transition, but we've slowly integrated ourselves in and really just want to be a place of joy and comfort and be a place that you can kind of buy that special gift, but also lose yourself. I mean, the world is so heavy these days. I want to kind of be a bright light in people's day to just come in and get lost in beautiful, fun goods that are unique and quality.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being that person.
Yeah.
Or one of those people. We've met a couple today.
I mean, there's some amazing, I look at our business owners on Main Street and they're all coworkers. We all go in each other's stores and in each other's restaurants and understand what we have so that we can really be a host to those coming into our community and town to say, oh, you visited us, well, go shop there, go dine there. That's what I tell my team, is that we're in the hospitality business. Even if someone leaves with nothing in their hand, if they left with a good experience and knowledge of our community and other places to shop, then we've done our job.
So coming from Jersey City and then from Boston,
Yes.
how is Norway different?
Oh my God.
We have all day.
All right, here we go. So taking it back a step, I'm originally from Philadelphia, and I have to throw this in there, go Birds. Maybe not this year, but go Birds. Met my husband when I was living in New Jersey, and then we moved to Mass, which is where he's from, and then made our way up here. How is it different? It's exponentially different. I can encapsulate it in one quick story. So we lived in Massachusetts for about a decade. The day we were leaving, our neighbor who lived next to us for 8-10 years walks over and says, Ron, it was really nice knowing you, and shakes my husband's hand. My husband's name is Rob. His name is Rob. You've been calling him Ron for 8 years. So that pretty much sums it up. Yeah. It's a very transient lifestyle. I mean, Jersey City was great when I was working in Manhattan. It was great for when it was. But in terms of purpose, in terms of mission, in terms of community, I have never come across anything like Maine. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to root my daughter here because of that sense of community, collaboration. I mean, the level of collaboration between businesses, between entrepreneurs, between community, I've never seen anything like it. It's incredibly unique. And it's super important to teach that. And then I figure I can have her travel and see the world and kind of get outside the walls of here and expand her horizon. But in terms of core and values, it's a really unique place to raise her.
Yeah.
When first kind of bringing the idea of the treehouse to the community and stuff, were you guys immediately met with positivity and
probably not?
Yeah.
No, I mean probably not. I feel like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Right.
You're never going to win.
Yeah.
What I've had to get used to is being comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Every single moment of my day, which as a type A control freak, it's been a 3-year journey of self-work, kind of getting to that point. I understand that probably not everybody likes us when we did that and when we came to market, but I'm sure we have equal, if not more, people that do like us. And if I know that I'm true to what our mission and what we are trying to do, and I just kind of keep my head down and keep my head focused, I try to tune that out. But, early on, it would get to me.
Yeah.
I would say it would get to me because people didn't understand it. We were charging too much or whatever it was. But I know there's this Brene Brown thing that she put out. It's she was talking about the man in the arena. Like, if you're not in the arena getting your ass kicked every day, then your opinion really doesn't mean anything to me. Right. If your face is not bloodied and marred and you're putting yourself out there, then I don't hear you. And my husband reminds me of that all the time when I take that stuff to heart, because people are brutal. Mm-hmm. People are brutal. But then you get the emails or the comments and that are nice, and what you've done, or how much they love your products or your people or your staff, and that's really what keeps going. And we have a new mission just even in the last 12 months than when we even started this whole insane journey. Yeah. And that's what gets me up every day.
Yeah.
Is my renewed mission.
Yeah.
We have a customer first mentality. Much when I was in our company called HubSpot, it was solve for the customer, solve for the company, solve for yourself. If you do those things, all things win. And so therefore, when I talk to my team about customer service, if we're solving for our customers, giving them a great experience, and then we're solving for the company, and then we're solving for ourselves, that same mentality, that's what keeps people coming back. And I think it's little things like we handwrite a note on every online order. We take a look. Have you ordered with us before? We welcome people back on their online orders. And also, I think it's that we bring quality goods in that you don't necessarily find everywhere else.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like what? So quality, you mean in terms of quality goods or things that like...
Yeah, things you
don't
can't find anywhere else.
Yeah. So part of our strategy is actually to bring in different makers, but then collaborate with those makers to produce products that are unique to the Woods Maine that you can only get on our online store and our retail space. For example, our very popular Chappie Wrap blankets. They're our number one seller. We sell out within weeks of getting them in, then they take another 9 months to manufacture. They're heirloom blankets. You can't get our designs anywhere else. Same thing with our waterproof binoculars. You could take photo and video through the lens, but our binoculars are a limited edition that we're running right now. You can only get them at our store. So not only do we bring products in that you might see online, or you might have to go to Portland for. The fact that we curate a collection that you can touch and feel and see in person, even our sea bag collection. Our sea bag designs you can't get on sea bags. You can only get it through our online store, and it celebrates an entirely different part of Maine. It's not coastal. It celebrates the mountains and the lakes. So that's, when I say that the unique products you're not going to find anywhere else, a lot of it is what we design too.
Best Gift Shop in Maine finalist.
Yes.
By Down East Magazine.
Yes, this year we want to win.
Yeah.
It was such an honor because it's voted on by, you have to get voted in to even make the ballot, and then you vote to win. And the fact that we even made it on the list, to me, kill me. I could be dead. It was like, oh my God, because I've admired some of the names on that list for years. And the fact that we even got enough traction to make it to the finalist list was huge. And this year, I want everybody to win, but I want that just because it's such a huge thing to be able to bring that title to Norway. If we can do it this year, if we can get on the ballot and then we get enough votes to win, everybody thinks Maine is just the coast. And there is such a huge part of Maine that is not the coast. And to be able to say a gift shop could be the best gift shop in Maine, but it's not on the coast, that would be so cool to me. It would be so cool to bring it to Western Maine. It's like bigger than us.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
How can we help you win?
Well, when voting comes out to get on the ballot and then voting comes out to actually vote, helping circulate it and get Norway on the map. And what I would like to do is try to get some of the other restaurants in our community on the ballot and start to really get the credit that all of us hardworking people here in Western Maine deserve.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the treehouse.
Let's go.
Because I'm still fascinated
Let's
by
go.
it. So
I'm down.
what? So do you rent this out?
We do.
Okay.
We do, actually. We're running very special rates right now. But yes, the treehouse, so it's on our private property. We actually don't release the address. You can't find it from the street. It's on our private residence. We release the address 48 hours before you arrive. We are on the lake, so you have lake access. It's about a 5-minute hike down our property to a private dock, which is really nice. But it's incredibly peaceful, and we know we built it for other people too. It's just such an amazing place to kind of recenter yourself, kind of shed your energy, get clarity. My favorite spot in the treehouse is our screened-in porch in the summer because you could sit there and hear the loons on the lake while you're drinking coffee, which is amazing. My favorite time of year, as much as I am not a winter person, which I don't know why I moved to Maine if that's the case, but being 30 feet up in the air with the trees lined with snow is such a different perspective on a snowstorm. It's unlike anything. It's really cool.
What's the pricing for something like that?
So typically it was $650 during the week, $750 on the weekends, which included concierge service. So you get access to Vanessa Santarelli, who is an expert in all things Maine. She can help you do any itinerary planning, bottle of wine, pancake mix. We're shaking up the welcome basket right now, but local goodies.
Yeah.
But right now we're doing $500 during the week and $600 a night on the weekends.
Awesome.
And we just opened up reservations through the end of the year.
I'm going to keep this a secret from my wife because I think
It's pretty
I've been
fun.
wanting to do something very unique for a long time. And this sounds pretty amazing.
And we've been recognized by National Geographic, Travel and Leisure, Condé Nast Traveler. I do all of our PR myself. And so it's been really awesome building relationships with some of these writers and getting the recognition that we have had in the last few years, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's next?
So, what is next for us? Like I said, I have a renewed mission. For us, it's people don't understand what it takes to build a brand, but also how much it costs to run a business and to grow that business and be in hyper growth mode, which is what we are in currently. And beyond just being able to, at some point, have this business carry my mortgage, my health insurance, all of that crazy boring stuff, I have a renewed mission of becoming a place of employment for my team. So I have an amazing core team. We've had some amazing people that have come and go with us that I love tremendously. But we're disciplined. That's the word this year, disciplined. And we've got a core team. And one day it is my dream to walk in and say, we just hired our first full-time person, but to come in and say, you all have full-time positions, you all have benefits. That is my renewed mission. So in order to do that, we need to hyper growth and scale. We ship across the country right now. We ship nationwide. And so our next move is we are going to be acquiring a warehouse space. And my goal is to go into hyper growth mode and try to get the word out about us as much as possible so that we can, we're going to take that warehouse space. We're going to do online order fulfillment out there as much as possible, because right now we're doing it in the shop and we almost broke during Christmas with our volume. And then possibly we just spun up a YouTube channel, so we're hoping maybe to create some content on YouTube. And I also think I would like to move into the podcast space. In working with an existing podcast or spinning up our own podcast where we can actually shine the light on other makers, on being an entrepreneur and a mom. Basically, all topics are on the table, which is a whole nother beast. But really being able to amplify and tell stories. I know my purpose in this life was to help others, and I feel like this particular brand and this business is just a vehicle in which I do that. And so it's how do I maximize that without losing my sanity, which is real questionable this time of year. But no, how do I do that and do it in a way that's authentic? And that's really what's next for us is really, I want to say to my team, guys, guess what? We did it. We did it. And I can bring you on full time and you have job security. I mean, like, holy crap. Or to call one of my vendors and go, guess what? We just got a life-changing order. So we just launched corporate gifting. So we can do corporate gifting now, weddings. We can do welcome gifts, bridal gifts, to bring in bigger orders that in a shorter time span that can help do that. But I would love to call one of my vendors and go, hey, I need 50 units of this particular thing, and it change their life. One of the things I say is there's so many brands right now that I won't say that carry a lot of the brands that I carry, but they're a bigger name, but they won't put them online or they won't put them beyond a store or in the catalog. And I say, my God, you have the ability to change a small business's life. So I'm like, if you're not going to do it, I will.
How many people do you employ?
So we have Liz, which is our first full-time manager. We have Caitlin, who's been with us the longest right now. And then we just brought on Andrew, who is helping us with like some of the warehouse stuff. So they are, and then we have Jennifer. She's just like the little culture queen. I don't know why she works for us. I'm like, Jennifer, you don't need to work for us, but I love having you. You're amazing. So we've got our core little team, and then my husband, myself, and then we have Julie, who basically helps run the company with us, but she's remote. Julie is like our ops. She's like all things ops. And then we have our fractional CFO, and we're just hacking it together. So we have a lot of different bodies, but here we are. And then, of course, we have my 8-year-old CEO.
Of course.
We all report to her.
Yes. Just like at the office, we all report to Lydia, our yellow lab.
Oh, yes, exactly.
She runs the company.
Yes, except she probably has less opinions in the questions than my daughter.
As long as you have treats, you're all good. Get whatever you want.
Exactly.
Yeah. Samantha, you're a force of nature. I've only known you for 20 minutes, and I get that impression about you. You're going to change the world.
Thank you.
Is there anything else about your business that you would like our listeners to know before we move on to our final segment?
No, I think the best thing you could do, whether it's in your community, whether it's with us or anywhere else, understand that running a business is one of the most challenging things. So before you go in the comment section and throw your opinion, on what prices are or quality or whatever it is, take a step back and look what those people are doing, because they put their heart and soul not into their business, but also their community.
Yeah.
And I think it's super important for you to realize what it takes to put yourself out there, because it's not easy and it's a very vulnerable place to be.
So much easier to criticize.
So much easier. I mean,
Yeah.
geez, I wish I could.
Dirigo Federal Credit Union is proud to call Lewiston Auburn home. Whether you're buying a house, saving for the future, or growing your business, we're here for you, right where you live. Visit dirigofcu.com and feel the difference of a credit union that truly knows LA.
All right, Sam, our final segment is called 3 Random Questions.
Oh, my God.
Where we will ask you questions that
Okay.
have nothing to do with your business. We're just
we
trying to
go.
get to know you a little better.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, Sam, you are a successful businesswoman. You are a mom. And as I mentioned earlier, a force of nature. How do you take care of yourself?
Oh my God, you had to give me this one. I was hoping you asked me like what kind of ice cream I like. I'm going to be honest. I don't do it enough. That's actually something I struggle with. But vacation and time with Rob and Andy, that's where I go. That's my happy place. But in terms of self-care, right now I don't. That's going to be an honest answer. And I'm trying to figure that out. I want to get to a place where where our business can carry us enough that I can do more self-care. Yeah. But yes, of course I got that one. Of course.
I don't want to make them obvious.
I know. Well, clearly.
We dig
Somebody
deep.
put you up to this.
We dig deep
My
here on the
husband
lunch
called ahead
bunch,
of
Sam.
time. Was like, ask her out about self-care. Go ahead. Ask her.
I dare you.
Yeah. All right. What's the next one? These
That's
are
all,
good.
Jacey.
If you could have one ability, what would you choose?
The ability to change lives for good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be amazing.
Change lives for good.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%. No doubt.
All right. Final question. Super easy.
Sure.
What's the meaning of life? I'm just kidding. That's not it.
Okay. I was like, okay.
Unless you have an answer for
How much
that.
time do we got?
What is your go-to karaoke song?
All right. All right, so here's the deal. I don't have vocal cords, so I can't sing.
Stop.
No, seriously. Fun fact, when I was 17, I was diagnosed with a rare illness that destroyed 95% of my vocal cords, and I didn't speak for 4 years.
Oh, my goodness.
So I taught myself how to speak with false vocal cords. They're just muscles that sit above your vocal cord area. And I taught them to come together to create sound. So karaoke nights are not my jam,
All right.
although my daughter loves Pink Pony Club. So yeah, fun fact. You gave me the good ones today.
Right? Yeah.
Bet you didn't see that one coming.
I did not. Nor did I see Pink Pony Club coming.
Yeah.
Whenever we have the Maine Nordiques on, we interview hockey players every Wednesday. They're like between 17 and 21 years
Yeah.
old. And I'm like, what song gets you pumped up before you go out on the ice? You're like, Pink Pony Club.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But hence the scratchy voice.
Yeah. I just thought it was maybe because you talked all day. And,
No.
you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, it gets fatigued. But yeah, no, that's so interesting. Hey, and interesting fun fact you get to learn about me.
All right.
My husband's like, where was I when you couldn't talk for 4 years?
Sam, it's been a pleasure.
So nice to meet you guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. And please tell folks where you're located and where they can find you online.
Yep. So for the treehouse, you could visit thewoodsmaine.com. And if you'd like to visit our shop, you could visit us at thewoodsmainshop.com or 400 Main Street in downtown Norway.
All right. Fantastic. Thanks again.
guys.
Thank you. Thanks to Ruper's Beverage and Redemption and DeBlois Electric for sponsoring today's episode. If you're a business or nonprofit here in the Western Maine area and would love to join us on Lydia's Lunch Bunch, I'd love to connect with you. You can reach me directly at jacey@lydiamediallc.com. That's JACEY@lydiamediallc.com.
Have a great day. And remember, don't bite your cat. And I will say, I have bitten my cat.